Hi everybody, Kristen here. I'm here today to cover my ephemera book. This is actually the back of it. I want to cover the back of it first. So I've already got everything kind of prepared for the video, and so let's get this ugly, gross, old binder and turn it into something pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black Dollar Tree marker and I'm just going to go around the edges so there's a little bit of a black frame before I start putting on the scrap paper. So and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to have a black, because I'm not gonna wrap the scrapbook paper around the edges. I just want to put it over the top, and then I'm gonna seal it with Mod Podge to try and help protect it. I'm gonna go around the whole book, and I'm not gonna bore you with all of this because this is not very exciting. I'll tell you that. Okay, so now that that's covered and looks gross, let's make it look pretty. So I'm starting with the back. I've cut up all my scrapbook paper to size already. And what I want to do is I'm going to glue the back down, and I'm just going to line this up and make sure that my black border is... See, there's a couple of gray spots. I'm gonna go back over as I really just want. See how nice that looks with the black border? So I'm just gonna touch up a little bit with the black marker just to be thorough, and then we'll cover it with the Mod Podge. So, okay. Alright, so that's what it looks like with all of the edges colored black. And so let's start gluing the scrapbook paper. Again, this is the back of the book. I'm gonna use Mod Podge, I think. I want to definitely make sure my edges are good. That will also help seal the marker, so that should not be an issue. Okay. I'm using my expired library card. I might have to put more Mod Podge over here. This is okay, it looks like. Alright, let's pull that back one more time. I'm just gonna put some more Mod Podge on here because I'm not liking how that is. Alright, so I am going to seal this once it's all decorated. I do see a couple of spots here for me picking it up. So let's just take and get that glued. Okay, I think that actually turned out pretty good. Alright, I am going to go over this with a pretty good layer of Mod Podge too. So this way, and I'm going to get my hands dirty. That doesn't bother me. That's the fun of crafting. You get to get messy and nobody gets to yell at you about it. So anyway, like I said, I'm just going to use my fingers. I want this kind of in this crease, and also that'll help me form the paper around. I've watched Lori Marie is a mixed media artist, and I watched her do this numerous times, and it helps just mold the paper around. So it's good. It's very good. I do wish this wasn't so wrinkly here, because I think that's gonna show, but that could be just because the paper is also wet. So I'm gonna do my best to flatten this with my hands. And hope for the best. I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I mention them in my videos because I get a lot of inspiration from other artists, and if I can turn you on to another artist's YouTube channel, I've done my job, I feel like. Alright, I think that's the best that's gonna do on there. So, now, shall I worry about that? Probably not. Alright, so then I'm using the same paper pack that I used on the pages on the inside of this. And actually, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get this lined up, and instead of putting the Mod Podge on first, because this is the front. This is the front, and I really want it to be nice. So I think I'll move the Mod Podge over here. This is lined up pretty good. Maybe I'll put the Mod Podge over here. I might have glued it to my table. Oh, goodness. All right. I hope you can still see this. I'm going to work from the top down. I think that will be easier for me, to be honest. And that looks pretty good. Lined up. Maybe just a smidge. Okay, so then I'm going to wrap this around the back of here as well. So that's going to be my binding. I figured pouring would be easier, but honestly, trying to get the paper lined up, not so easy for me. I have from my Nina Ribena art journal prompts video with the dandelions. I'm actually going to use that as my focal image for my ephemera book, because I really just think it's so pretty. I really want to look at it, and it's a great way to use up some of my art journal pages instead of just keeping them in an art journal, which I don't mind doing that. I really don't. But this one I especially enjoyed doing, and I'm really excited to use it as a focal point on my ephemera book. So, alright, that looks pretty even. So we're going to do the same thing we did, which is get this stood up and going to, I'm going to get this wrapped around here. So while I have this up here, let's see if I can get this to stand. Open would be wonderful. Oh, I can't. I have this Dollar Tree green bling, and I really want to put that down the center. So I'm gonna cut that far to the edge. I'm gonna cut that right there. With my now gluey scissors that I just cleaned before this video. So they'll be getting cleaned again. I thought about using a different color, but I don't know, I'm kind of trying to keep with bright green because it's really the color that is most outside with the trees. So I'm going to probably use Fabri-Tac. Yeah, I'm gonna use Fabri-Tac to adhere that, just because my tacky glue is not working properly. Okay. Only thing I don't like about Fabri-Tac is the glue strings, which everybody has to deal with. So, alright, let's make sure. Oh, that measured out pretty good. I may actually trim. Oh, I might be able to slide that down a little bit. I think that'll be good. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's pretty. Now it's probably not even because I'm doing this at an odd view, but I think just a little touch of some bling is nice, and so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's get this. Look at how much better that looks already. Isn't that nice? All right, hopefully my paper doesn't stick to the bottom of my cutting board. That will be a little bit disappointing. All right, so this is my focal image for my book, and that looks real. See, that's why I chose the green background, because there's a lot of yellow and blue, and of course that makes green. So yeah. All right, so let me cover up my Fabri-Tac. I like to have it somewhat centered. Alright, and that looks pretty good, so let's use the Mod Podge again. I did double back this on a plain piece of cardstock. I just wanted to make sure that I had a stiff background. Alright, let's... Well, it is not straight at all, because why? Because I am awesome with getting things straight today. I just, as my husband would say, we're crooked, so I guess this should be crooked too. Because both my husband and I are disabled. You can obviously see that from my videos. So I hope I'm not getting my whole body in here. It's hot today here. For the first time, it's like in the mid 80s, and I think the real feel is pretty much, oh gosh, what is the matter with me? The real feel is like upper 80s. So we put our air conditioner on last night in preparation for this weather. Okay. Alright, let's just do this. I think will be easier for me to get that stuck down. And I shouldn't have any issues with things running, hopefully. No guarantees, but I shouldn't. Alright. That looks pretty good if you ask me. I may go over the corners with the Fabri-Tac if it starts to lift up, because that will hold quicker, and I think that'll be good. All right, on to the side. Hope everybody's holiday weekend. I mean, if you're in the States, it's Memorial Day. If you're watching in another part of the world, I don't know if it's a holiday weekend for you, but it is for us here in the States. And we actually have a pretty quiet weekend. A lot of barbecues are usually happening this time of year, but my husband works nights in the evenings, and so we don't really get to go to a lot of barbecues, which is disappointing because I enjoy doing that. But we're used to it by now. This is not the first year he's had this job, so this is, I think, going into his 4th year, actually. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to put a book on here just to weigh this down so it dries properly, and then I'm gonna just Mod Podge over it. But I want to get, all right, so I actually picked out 2 little words, quotes, words, and I'd like to put on here, maybe be happy, go and live your dreams. I like that, actually. I think that's nice. I'm gonna get my little swab here. I'm gonna just edge with a little bit of black. This is just what's left on my little swab from the last project I did. So That way that stands out a little bit more. Yep. And then I've got this one. So we'll get these glued down, and I think we'll call that a video. That'll be my finished cover for my ephemera book. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because I think that will be easier and neater than trying to brush the Mod Podge on, to be honest with you. Okay. Alright. My hands are kind of a mess right now. Alright. Oops. And I just got Fabri-Tac on my nails, so my nails are gonna be done. Yeah, I think I want to put that up there. Okay. I hope you can see this. Let me pull this down slightly for you. So, and where I got these words, these were free printables. I found them a while ago on Pinterest. I couldn't even tell you who made them. This was when I first got started into card making and using like these. I use these in tags, gift tags. They're just nice little inspirational sayings. They're kind of like the Tim Holtz inspirational words. But they're not Tim Holtz as far as I know, because they were free printables. So unless somebody is copywriting. And again, this is not for resale. This is for my personal use. I know some people have issues with finding things, but those Pinterest pages have disclosure policies on like their free printables, and it'll tell you, if you can use it to sell it, or in projects or whatever. So that's something you can always look into. But anyway, this is my homemade, my version of what a lot of other people are using to store their pieces of ephemera. And I really like how this turned out. I really do. I think that is very pretty. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.